For years, smart glasses have been trying to convince us they're the future. And honestly, most of them feel like a technology demo. Some are too bulky, some are too expensive, some put a camera on your face and make everyone around you uncomfortable. And some try to do so many things that they end up not being great at any of them. But after spending time with the MemoMind One, I think they're taking a completely different approach here. Instead of trying to replace your phone or becoming some giant augmented reality headset, these are trying to solve a much simpler problem, helping you remember the things that matter. And after testing them, I think that's actually what makes them interesting. So today I'll show you what MemoMind One is, how the core features work in real life, why the camera-free design matters, and the one feature that completely changed how I think about wearable AI. Let's get into it. Now at first glance, MemoMind One looks like a normal pair of glasses. And honestly, that's probably one of the biggest strengths. Most people wouldn't even know they're smart glasses. There's no obvious camera, no giant display hanging off the side, no futuristic headset look as well, just a clean pair of glasses that happen to have AI built in it. Now these are made by MemoMind. MemoMind is an innovative AI glasses brand incubated by XGIMI, a company with years of experience in display and optical technology. And that expertise shows up in a lot of design decisions here. The frame comes in multiple styles including Nomad, Gotham, and Archive, so there's a good chance you'll find something that actually fits your face. And if you wear prescription glasses every day, there's the Zeiss prescription lens support as well. For me, that's very important. Because if you're going to wear something all day, it has to feel like eyewear first and technology second. And that's exactly the impression I got here. Now before we get into the features, I want to talk about something that surprised me the most. The fact that these don't have cameras. Now when I first heard that, I thought, it's kind of like a limitation, right? Then I realized it might actually be one of the smartest decisions they made. Now think about it. The moment people see camera glasses, they immediately wonder if they're being recorded. Whether you're at dinner, at a meeting, coffee shop, or hanging out with friends. That camera changes how people behave. Now the MemoMind intentionally removed it. And what that means is these feel socially normal. Nobody looked twice, nobody even asked questions, nobody seemed uncomfortable. The glasses just blended into everyday life. And honestly, I think that's a huge advantage. Now the display was another pleasant surprise here. The information appears as if it was floating in front of you. Only you can see it. The people around you cannot. And what impressed me the most wasn't the technology itself. It was how quickly I stopped noticing it. Now after a while, it starts feeling natural. The thing that surprised me the most was outdoor visibility. A lot of wearable displays struggle in bright environments, but I was still able to read information outdoors without feeling like I needed to find shade every few minutes. That's one of those things that's hard to appreciate until you actually use it. Now let's talk about features I use the most, because there's a difference between features that sounds good on paper and features that actually becomes useful in daily life. Now the first one is the AI recorder. This records conversations, meetings, lectures, or discussions, and then it generates an organized summary afterwards. As someone who goes on meetings a lot and content calls, I can immediately see the value here. Now normally I'm either taking notes manually or hoping I remember something later. With AI recorder, the focus shifts from capturing information to actually participating in the conversation. Then afterwards, the summary is waiting for you. I found myself thinking less about the note-taking and more about paying attention. And that's probably the biggest benefit. Now the second feature is the translator. It supports more than 26 languages and provides real-time translation directly through the glasses. Now, I didn't suddenly become fluent in another language overnight, okay? That's not the point here. But I can see this being incredibly useful for travel, or maybe even business meetings, or simply understanding people you normally wouldn't be able to communicate with.
Hello, kamusta mga kaibigan? Ito ay ang aking translator. Isa lang to. Okay? Sa lahat ng na-testing ko na glasses, ito lang ang nagtatranslate ng Filipino to English. Lahat yung mga common na language lang, yung Cantonese, Mandarin, Japanese, Spanish, mga ganun lang ba. Ito, kaya pati Filipino. Napakagaling talaga. Ito, Filipino to English. Hello, kamusta mga kaibigan? Hello my friends. Here again, Tech Tricks Testing 1 MemoMind glasses. O, di ba? Di ba kayang-kaya niya? Di ba? Nakalagay, it's very intense right there. O, napakagaling talaga ito. O, ayan o. It's really good. This is the only glasses I have ever seen that can translate Tagalog to English. O, nakita. Ito o. Pwede na yan. Para makapunta ka ng ibang bansa, makuha mo lahat. O, di ba? Translated na yan. Boom.
Now, what I like is that it removes friction. You don't have to pull out your phone or even open an app or even type something. The interaction feels more natural. Now, as a creator, this was probably my favorite feature, okay? The teleprompter places your script directly in your line of sight. If you've ever tried filming a video while remembering a script, you know how useful that can be. You maintain eye contact, you sound more natural as well, and you don't have to keep looking away from the camera. Honestly, I think presenters, educators, speakers, and creators are going to love this. But here's the thing, none of those are the reasons I remember this product. The feature that stuck with me the most is something called Memo Plus. Previously known as AI Long Memory, Memo Plus is the premium experience built around helping you remember what actually matters in your life. And honestly, I thought this sounded like, marketing language at first. Then I understood what they're trying to do here. Most technology stores information. Memo Plus tries to understand the information. That's the big difference. Now, the first part of Memo Plus is called Moments. Think of it like an AI-generated journal. Throughout the day, the system organizes conversations and experience into meaningful chapters. Then later, instead of scrolling through recordings or transcripts, you get a timeline of the moments that mattered. What I found interesting is that it isn't only focused on productivity. Imagine you spend an entire day in meetings, then somewhere in the middle of that day, your kid says something funny. Or maybe you have lunch with a friend. Or something small happens that makes you smile. Normally, those moments disappear. They're forgotten. But Memo Plus tries to preserve them. And honestly, I think that's a pretty cool idea. Because life isn't just work, right? Sometimes the little moments are the ones worth remembering. The second feature is called Up Next. And this is probably the one I can relate the most. Because I'm constantly forgetting things. Not major things, okay? Just all the small commitments and ideas that get buried during the day. Up Next listens for future intentions and helps surface them later on. So if you casually say, I need to follow up with that company next week, I should probably send that proposal tomorrow. Those can automatically appear later as an action item. No manual entry, no opening another app. You don't even have to create a reminder. The system simply notices what matters. Now, there's also the wish list section. And honestly, I think this is one of the most unique ideas here because wish list isn't for tasks, okay? It's for dreams, ideas, and experiences. Things you hope to do someday. Maybe you're talking to a friend and say, I really want to visit Japan again. Or we should take the kids camping this summer. Most of those thoughts disappear. Memo Plus remembers them. Then later, it can bring them back and ask if they're still important to you. I actually like that because some of the best experiences in life start as random conversations. Now, the final piece of the Memo AI Plus, this is where everything starts coming together. Most AI assistants answer questions based on internet language. Memo AI Plus answers questions based on your history. You can ask things like, have I ever talked about Japan travel plans? Now, instead of searching the internet, it's searching your memory. And that's what makes it different. It's not trying to know everything. It's trying to remember everything that matters to you. Now, let's talk about living with these every day. The first thing I noticed was the weight, and more accurately, the lack of weight. I think they're pretty light, light enough that I stopped thinking about them. And honestly, that's exactly what you want, right? Battery life was similar. They're rated over 16 hours of mixed use. And I didn't spend my day checking my battery percentages. I didn't change my behavior, I just wore them. And that's probably the biggest compliment I can give any wearables. Now, there are a couple of things worth mentioning. The roadmap includes navigation and map features in the future, but those are not currently available. Music playback is available through the open ear speakers, but on-screen lyrics are planned for a future update rather than something available today. I always like being clear about what's available now versus what's coming later. Now, after using them, I think these make the most sense for these three types of groups. People who already wear glasses every day, professionals who spend a lot of time in meetings, and creators who can benefit from these things like AI recorder and teleprompter. If you're expecting a full augmented reality headset experience, that's not the reality here, okay? The goal here is different. It's everyday usefulness. So, after spending time with the MemoMind One, here's my takeaway. The hardware is solid here, the display is super practical, and the no camera approach makes a lot of sense than I expected. But the thing I'll remember the most is the Memo Plus, because it's one of the few AI features that I've seen recently that feels genuinely different. Most AI tools focus on helping you do something right now. But the Memo Plus focuses on helping you remember what mattered later on. And honestly, that's a pretty compelling idea. Now, if you're interested, you can reserve your MemoMind One today with a $30 refundable deposit at MemoMind.com and lock in the $399 Kickstarter pricing before the official launch. Now, if you have any questions at all, I'll see you in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!